Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. Your good friend Walter here. Still planing. So in my last video, I talked about residual income. In this video, you're going to get my rant on inflation. I know. If you don't want to hear it, you can turn it off now. But I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little tired of it. Seems like every day something gets more expensive. Now, is everything getting more expensive because everything's getting more expensive, which is not fair? Or is it truly becoming harder to get affordable materials, labor, real estate, whatever? But the thing that really gets me, and I'm old enough to remember the saying, you go mind your P's and Q's. Do you know where that comes from? Mind your own P's and Q's. That's an old drinking term from the taverns of old yesteryear. It meant mind your own pints and quarts. In other words, mind what you're drinking. Don't pay any attention to what I'm drinking and how many I'm drinking. You mind how many you're drinking. That's where that phrase comes from. However, as a side note to that, when you think about the term pints and quarts, well, I can remember when that's how everything was sold, by pints and quarts, half pints, gallons. Now, of course, naturally, if you are in another land that measures everything metric, well then, you're going to deal with liters and those measurements. So, my first encounter with a term called shrinkflation, that is inflation that is dealt with by shrinking the container and the amount of product that's in the container. So, my first encounter was when they decided to take away the half gallons packaging for ice cream. You go to the store today, you think you're buying a half gallon, but you're not. It's less than a half gallon, but they charge you for what used to be a half gallon. It is becoming blatant how manufacturers or purveyors of product are using shrinkflation to deal with higher prices. So instead of selling you 100 screws in a box, they go put 50. Charge you the same price. Okay? Or instead of putting 100 in a box, they put 7 in a bunch of bags and charge you a way lot more or a way higher price. My most recent frustration with shrinkflation was from contadina pizza sauce. Contadina, as many of you might know, is a large purveyor of tomato products. Tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, minced tomatoes, tomato puree, tomato sauce, etc. But they make a product, and I don't care whether I use it or not, but my better half is fond of this product in a squeeze bottle. It's called Pizza Squeeze, and it's pizza sauce in a bottle that was about a cup, 2 cups, something like that. Maybe it was a pint. Might have been 16 ounces at one point. They were always right around $1.98. Sometimes they went up to $2.19, sometimes they went down a little, but right around $2. So I would blindly go to the store and buy that product because it's been the same for decades. Well, nay, nay. We can't have it the same. Nice straight shavings, eh? They dropped it to 13.5 ounces. Same $1.98 price though. Thankfully, except for a few small changes in the lumber industry, an inch board is still an inch board, except when they plane it, then it's 3/4. Or wait a minute, except if it's plywood. Yeah, you can't buy 1/2-inch plywood anymore. It's 15 30 seconds or 13 30 seconds. They couldn't leave it alone at 1/2 inch, so everything we do is the same. No, you can't get 1/4-inch plywood to put in for a drawer bottom in a nice 1/4-inch slot. No, you can't. You have to have something which is, quarter is, it's like 7/30 seconds or something. Or better yet, it's metric. And the other thing about inflation that drives me crazy is you go to a store and you want to buy something and you look at the price and you go to a sales clerk, if there is a sales clerk, you say, is this price correct? Yes, that price is correct. It seems a little high. And they come back at you with this blanket response. Well, everything's going up in price these days, sir. Yeah, but does it have to? Now, my next question in regards to inflation is why? Why has everything doubled? Seriously, go back and look at your bills. Things have doubled in price in the last 5 to 6 years. I know. There was that thing, that thing that happened. There's a little dent here, but I think I'll take care of that when I take the iris off. Are you just about fed up? I know I am. I've lived long enough to have seen enough of this nonsense. I remember the 70s, the gas lines, the shortages, the odd and even days where you had to take your gas can because you couldn't wait online with your car because you'd be burning up gas. So you'd grab your gas can and you'd go and wait online. Or like some of us, they would send us kids to go wait online. Well, Dad was around the corner with the car. Mark this date down. 1913. Excuse me. Since 1913, that's 113 years, they have been taking, on average, 2% of your earnings away from you based on inflation. There was no inflation back in the 1800s. Something cost something for years the same. Supply and demand aside, of course. But I don't know what the end game is. And I don't want to get into big philosophical and political debates, but it's good to talk about these things because I know I can't be alone. I'm noticing with this aspen that it behaves a little bit like basswood in spots. There's a little bit of curly or wavy grain. I've got that plane dialed in perfectly. So that's about it for this one. I've got this board and one more board to finish up. And that's it for today. This side's almost perfect. This side's got some dirt on it. And that'll do. Bob's your uncle. I'd love to hear what you think. Down in the comments section. Are you just about fed up with this inflation? What's it going to take for us to revolt? I don't know. Did you know that back in revolutionary times here in the United States, it was less than, or let's just say 3%, 3% of the people who were willing to stand up and say enough was enough. 3%. It doesn't take the entire country to just have enough. Like, subscribe, and share. Walter out.